If you need even further clarification, let The Rock tell you in Chinese.
Uh-oh. Chinese?
Ding bong, ding dong, hits don't go I.
We are in control now.
Yes. That's right. We are in control now, infidels. And there's no damage you can control here as we're about to tear down the industry and dun take it to BSPN, the hottest news network in professional wrestling, doing all the deals, inducting GGP into the Hall of Fame, and bringing your world to an end here on the Friday Locker Room. YOLO. What is good, you guys? Good to be back here this morning early. Big day yesterday at the joint, at Ravens Joint. Got my new MFNY shirt on. I actually think I talked him out of going with this Riverway thing, but that's not important. I'm just proud of myself saving some marketing money. But I saved myself some marketing money by keeping prisoners, really, I would say hostages in the studio. They're not allowed to leave. They're not allowed to go anywhere. All they can do is watch South Park and get their cigarettes taken away from them. But they're back here in the studio with who you know. It's MSG, super producer. He loves long walks on the beach and staring directly into the sun. And Pierce Austin, fresh off the menthols. How are you guys? Good to see you this morning.
Hey, man, pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm doing good, Ben. It's been a fun night of South Park. Brand new episode just dropped last night, and they went after ICE. So
Nice.
Check that out. They did a whole parody on immigration services, or the immigration customs enforcement, if you will. So the whole episode was that. Also them taking shots at them also taking shots at Kristi Noem, the current Homeland Security Secretary. Throughout the whole episode, her face melts. It's like, so she constantly needs facelifts throughout the episode.
Excellent.
It's good. And then Cartman is a Charlie Kirk parody until he realizes that unfortunately everyone is now more like Cartman. So his shtick is not just for him anymore. It's he's starting to feel a little ostracized or normal because everybody else is acting just like him. So
yeah, what he would usually do, get hot button reactions. There's just the norm now, and he can't.
It's just the norm.
Anybody,
yeah,
and that's it.
Exactly.
Do you think South Park is the only show, content creators, whatever you want to call them, that can't be cancelled? Because I kind of feel like they just have already overstepped so many levels over the years that it's like there's nothing that they can really do where anyone can really cancel them at this stage, is there?
Not based on content, I don't think, but based on I'm not saying this about either of Stone or Parker, but obviously if they were fucking, linked to some kid shit or what have you, that then you could get anybody, I think. Well, apparently you can't get anybody, but that'd be the way. But when it comes to content, absolutely not, because satire is the most powerful weapon in all of media. And if you're getting pissed off of hearing someone's opinion through a cartoon or a puppets are a great way to fucking skirt the issue too. Then you just look a fool if you're going, but it doesn't mean they haven't looked like fools in the past, because they sure did try to go after South Park early on in the earliest days when they were in Spencer's Gifts and everything, and it was flooding the market. Same with Beavis and Butthead, same with hip hop, and when they came out with gangster rap, when the CIA put that out, and they engineered the outrage for that too, bro. So
crazy.
Well, we've got a litany of different stories here to go over. Before we do get into the main story here, though, I have to ask, because you brought it up in the intro, you went down to Cobleskill in New York yesterday for the induction of the Greek god Papa Don, fellow horseman. What happened? Tell us what the Iggy is on this Hall of Fame inductee.
Oh yeah, man. Obviously, dude, I just can't believe Won't be long here, about 2 weeks, and old Hack's gonna be 48. So's GGP.
Wow.
And the guy is just he don't age, bro. Whatever they say about the Greek diet, we all should be on it because he fucking does not age. He looks great, fucking jacked, going to the gym, and he took on Bill Collier and later in the night, who's also been on AEW recently. And Bill Collier, as good as GGP looks, Bill Collier looks like Drew McIntyre in his absolute prime, like most jacked. Like the guy's got everything. And I have no idea why he always gets these little shots and then it's back to the indies because he's an A+ professional. Both of these guys are. They have fucking $1 million TV ready bodies. They fucking are both absolute 20-year pros in this shit and fucking can go out there and do nothing or work their ass off and make it fucking look incredible. They never hurt anybody. And we get these fucking goofs out of NXT when you got ready-made 20-year vets who could come in and outwork most of your semi-main eventers on TV, and they've been on every show. So for Cobleskill to get that, like Cobleskill, I used to call it Kabul skill. Kabul skill. I actually forgot that. I should have done it that night. You know, to get to work in a fair show, but this fair, dude, there's nothing near Cobleskill. I'm talking 50 miles in every direction is all these up and down hills and farms, just as far as you can see farms. So 4-H, if you don't know what that is, it's been an organization for years for young farmers, you know, to enter their livestock, get them judged, dude. That shit there is the real deal. Like they don't fuck around with old Bessie, who's got the best cows and the best alpacas for wool or whatever. But they also had demolition derby. So now you got all these farmer rednecks from 100 miles in every direction, dude. They probably drew about 8,000 for the demo derby.
Wow.
Like, yeah. Oh, bro, it was a huge grandstand packed to the rafters. So we held the show because as soon as they get out, they're going to come over to the tent for the wrestling show because they've been announcing it. So I did the Hall of Fame for him, did the big promo, and he wasn't hot, but he's like, fuck, I got to follow that because I'm going to get my shit in and put him over, you know what I mean, to the nth degree. So it felt good. And really, just to be in the same locker room again with GGP is always just, you know, we neither of us take it for granted because with Horseman, bro, we're brothers. Even if the show's not on, man, and we've been tag champs together and wrestling and Conspiracy brought us together and you know, we try and represent for Stevie and Big Sal everywhere we go, dude. So when we get that opportunity to be analog in the same locker room or tent as it may be, we're very thankful for it. So, and then fucking, I wasn't planning on doing anything in the match, but of course he's like, you're going to bring me out and you're going to do this. And I'm like, then he's going to bip you off. I'm like, oh, I'm getting fucking bipped off onto the fucking ground. But yeah, man, it was all, you know, fun and just great to be there. Teddy Long was the big draw. Holla at your player. Good looking out, nephew. You know, and so it's always great to be able to have a legend watch your match. And, you know, he came over and put it over and whatnot. I did the spot where we wanted baby powder, but I go with the bottle of water to throw in his face. He ducks GGP right in the face. And he was like 3/4 of the way across the ring. So the visual looked really good, I'm sure, on camera. There's fan cam out of it now, but and then bank I go down. So and then I had to get the fuck out of there because I had to work open to close yesterday at Ravens Joint. So it was a motherfucker, man. But Cobleskill, an interesting show. That's where I got hit with the giant donut during the Kiss Me Kayla angle and dropped the belt. And those rednecks love some wrestling, man. They even at a tent show, like you guys came to that show, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like I would say that was a big crowd then. It was almost double that this time around based because I don't know if they used to charge for the demo derby and they don't now, but like the demo derby went from like 2,000 to 8,000 people. So it was fucking, It was great, dude, to have a big crowd and get out and, you know, get back on the horse just a little bit here. Everyone's always, do you miss it? Do you miss it? And then I look over at the special ed fan base. Like, well, I miss you guys. I don't miss interacting with these fucking dirt bombs most of the time.
Bro, that's the exact same way, man. Like I've stepped back from doing like as many shows as I've been doing, and it's like I had like people, even vets in our game, hitting me up, going, "Yo, bro, that was a good opportunity for you," and blah blah blah. I said, "Yeah, but man, what they want me to do and what I want to do are two different things. And for $50, bro, I'd rather stay home and eat pizza with my wife and watch a footy game with my kids, bro, than go and do something that." A, I'm not really that into, and B, I don't really need $50 that badly. So, I said it's nothing against them. It's just it is what it is, bro.
No,
but
I feel the same way. I'm gonna go and if I get my whole thing is not a fucking what am I gonna make it an indie show compared to I can make a Ravens joint. Not to say money's money, but like it's to be there with GGP. That's the fucking only reason I'm going.
100%.
You know what I mean? So
100%, bro. And
and there's other guys there too I wanted to see, but yeah, obviously for Greek God, I'll do anything.
Oh, that's it, bro. And that's where I'm at, where the shows that I'm sort of appear on, where it's like, if it's a majority of my mates are on the show, fuck yeah, I'm going to take that booking. If it's no one, it's like, yeah, I don't need to do that shit, bro. But, big shout out to GGP, man, because he's one guy, man, fantastic dude, bro. Like he's even reached out to me when he's seen like our promos and stuff that have dropped when I've been a GM or a manager, and he's like given a little bit of a pointers and advice and stuff. And I've gone back and definitely taken on board and tried to improve. And he's one of those guys who's just very giving and just great to see that he got his flowers, man. Well deserved to the Greek God, bro.
Yeah, and Mortal does it right. We get these cool jackets, like these black and gold jackets that are pretty ornate when it comes to what they're paying for them to be all embroidered and stuff, and a nice trophy, for the shelf, so which I got in the store as well. So yeah, all that was pretty phenomenal, man. But I gotta say again, like I was standing on the outside of the ring, and like these guys their strikes are perfect. They're working a fair show. They know they don't have to take any fucking risk. They work me in how they want to. They call everything. And I'm just sitting there watching them, and I have to watch Raw and SmackDown, and people are like, "These, you were never there. You don't know." I'm like, I'm watching. It's like I'm watching second graders on the playground, like pretend they're fucking Olympic athletes. And like, here's the true Olympians, literally from the Isle of Greece, fucking, and they got to work a fair show. Like that's a fucked up thing in our business, bro. Really, especially these two guys, because sure, there's indie workers and that are just fucking weekend warrior fat bastards, and they sell tickets and they have a good time, and that's fun. That's their level of enjoyment. A+. I got plenty of friends that meet that description. I love them all.
Same.
But these two they've been WWE camera and talent ready for 10 years or more. They've worked every WWE guy who's on the roster on the way up and on the way down. They've worked every legend. They can cut any promo you want. They walk into a territory. Bill Collier and GGP walk into any territory from Jersey to Virginia, to upstate New York, to Canada, wherever. And within 2 to 3 shows, they are the heavyweight champ. That's how believable they are, because they're just A+ pros. And it does get to me a little bit of like, sure, these guys are, we're all in the mafia. We understand it. They're not going to sell for it. And they're never going to say this out loud about themselves, because that's the worst thing you do is put yourself over. I don't give a fuck. So I'll put them both over. It is a fucking tragedy of humanity that these guys have not been on TV in top spots the last 5 years, because they absolutely would have done better with it than 95% of the guys you gave those opportunities to.
And bro, that's exactly what I think Braun Strowman was talking about earlier this week when you talked about nepotism and ass kisses and friends and that sort of shit, bro. And I've seen it over the years, man. Where
don't discount the bookie monster. He'll get himself on a fucking show. If there's one thing GGP can do, he's as soon as you book him, he's trying to get in the promoter's ear to make himself champ, and he fucking usually does it because he knows not that he wants titles, but that it will get him on more shows. Like the bookie monster is awesome.
But it's a shame that there's certain performers out there that don't get opportunities. Like here in Australia, like when we have those like major names companies come over here and Australian talents get selected for certain shows, it's always the same Australian talents. But
Sure.
the same Australian talents that they always select to be on these NWA shows, the AEW shows, or whatever the fuck it is, they keep getting these opportunities, but nothing happens with them. Like they've been getting these opportunities for 10 years, but no one's getting fucking signed.
Yeah.
But there's these
And they'll
other
come
guys-
back and take the 19-year-old who can do a handspring round off instead, who has no idea about psychology, who has no idea about whatever, that they can go throw in the program, go through the meat grinder. And then you might get somebody at the, like, I'm not going to shit on this guy from Australia. Grayson Waller is a fucking great example of
100%.
having it all. Even when he gets thrown into anything, he's going to get himself over, and that can be a problem up there. But he comes through the camera, that fucking guy. You know what I mean? So,
And dude, I remember seeing him at a show where it was just after COVID, and PWA, the company which he trained at, got invited to by them to see this show. First time I seen this guy come through, it was in front of it was an academy show, bro, like a school show. So it was like probably 50, 60 people there, maybe. You know what I mean? And like everyone who came out was like, yeah, they're not bad, they're decent, whatever. And then he came out, bro, and it's like instantly you just like, this guy's a fucking he just oozed.
Some people have the it factor. Some people just have the it factor, bro, and he's got it. But
Yeah,
what do you
man.
do with a guy like that on WWE roster who has no nepotism, who has no whatever, and people will feel how good he is, like just naturally, and that will be enough backstage to hold him down. And then they're testing him instead of getting max value out of him and coming up with something great for him. You know what I mean? He's just gonna go do business and lay out for somebody, which is fine. And in that time, he's gonna get his super athletic shit in. You know what I mean? So,
Oh, sure. Like, as good as he is, bro, and he's living the dream that a lot of people here in Australia wish they could live, bro. But I will say this, man. He like, bro, he's yeah, like I hope from what I've heard, he's matured from what he was like before he went over there, bro. Which is great to hear, because beforehand he had a reputation for being kind of a prick, and I think you get that when you're loud and you're confident. And
Yeah.
to me, like we were always a bit standoffish. No, he wasn't standoffish. We were cool, but we're like, yeah, all right, bro, yeah, sweet, how you going? But we weren't like
Yeah.
boys. And
you're
and
not taking his money, and he's not taking yours. So that's no
yeah,
threat,
like
man.
we're like, yeah, exactly. When we're at shows, we'll like see each other, go, hey man, how are you? Fist bump, whatever, and move on. But it's like, dude, as far as I know, like I think he definitely knows how to kiss the right ass, bro, and I think he's definitely yes sir, no sir, three.
He's
base.
just got that Brad Pitt leading man look and feel to him, you know.
Oh, agree.
There's one thing I wanted to mention. There was a weird thing from the Coble Skill show, and it happened in a flash, and nothing happened really. But this is Coble Skill, and I can't fucking really make the listeners understand how remote this place is, Maddie. You went there. It's fucking, you got a better chance of coming over a hill and running into an Amish in a fucking cart than you do a car back here. Like, it's fucking deep in the woods. All right.
It's BFE, man.
Yeah, it's bumfuck Egypt for sure. And sorry, fucking, I just totally lost my train of fucking thought on where we were going with that. Fuck.
Coble skill.
Oh, got it. So, like, it's a tent show, and on the other side of the tent is the locker room tent or whatever, and you can go up the side and watch. And I'm not worried about anybody seeing me, or if they do, and I got the gimmick on. I was just wearing prowrestlingtees.com/Ben Hamin shirt and fucking my warm-ups, because it was whatever, and it's hot as fuck, and it's a summer, and I'm not going full gimmick. So I'm standing there watching, and I'm talking to somebody's wife or fucking next there, and all of a sudden these two fucking fully Jewish guys, yarmulke, prayer belts, white shirt, black pants. They didn't have the Hasidic Jew fucking curls, but they're coming across the fucking bigger tent, and they're walking right towards me merch-wise, and I'm going, what the fuck are two full fucking Jews doing at this redneck motherfucker? Like, if you're going to see anybody who's religious zealot, it's going to be Amish people there, right? and they come walking. They don't look at me. And then they walk right through fucking merch into the locker room area where I'm standing. In the locker room area, it's a fucking field. But fucking walk by me within 5 feet. I started looking at them. I got a head gimmick on. They walk around to you behind me and then walk off the other way. Like really innocuous enough and weren't like eyeing me up. But it was like, dude, what are these fucking two hardcore Jewish guys doing at this redneck fest? B, why I'm the only one here wearing some Arab shit and they're walking right toward me. I was ready to fucking, not for any reason that I give a shit because I'm an atheist to start with or whatever. But I'm like, are these guys going, there's an Arab, let's fucking get down? Like I was ready to fucking throw, bro. Like, and they had no idea that I was ready to rock because I don't know if they saw me, they wanted to do intimidation, or it was just passing in the night and they were oblivious to it. But I was like, this is the most fuck situation that could ever be at the Koble Skill right here, bro. So
they're like, sure, Habib, you want a circumcision?
Yeah. I was like,
I don't know why I turned Japanese there, but
but I was like, well, man, if it was a different crowd and we were a different city, I would have pulled the guy aside and said, "You want to work something real quick? Fucking, I'll put you over. It'll give me more podcast views." So fucking funny. Sorry to go back to that, but that was a weird thing. There was like a tense moment where I was like, I'm about to fuck these two dudes up if they even come close to me, bro.
How close did they get to you? Like, was it that?
Like fucking 8 feet. Like they came all the way across through the tent, through the merch. Like imagine the merch table is set up. They walked straight through, walking right at me. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, bro, I just thought it was two Jew guys who'd had enough and they were going to make their name by doing something. You know what I mean? I was like, you want to fucking do something? Then I look down there and there's fucking GGP and Bill Collier fucking doing squats. I go, that would have, like, not that I couldn't handle it against, but one guy was about my size. The other guy was a lot smaller. But fucking, I go, that would have been the end of those fucking guys to come back and do some crazy shit. But I've told the Campbellsville story in Kentucky at the Army with the guy with the knife and wanting to come back to the locker room and stab me up. But fucking when things like that start to happen and I see them coming at me, I'm gonna react. You know, I don't know what these fucking guys are. Just the balls alone on these guys to wear yarmulkes and prayer belts at the Koble Skill fucking derby night when it's fucking all rednecks fucking chewing fucking skull, dude, you know, like,
yeah,
bro, that takes some balls right there. So who the fuck knows what these guys are capable of, you know?
Bro, they got word. They go, man, there's an Arab in there parading around and wrestling, and like the Jewish gangsters who are like, oh, we're gonna fuck this. We're gonna go in there like soprano mafia style and do an intimidation tactic. And he's gonna back down.
They might have turned the corner and seen fucking GGP and Bill and thought better of it. But that was the weirdest fucking like 10-second, like, oh shit's about to pop off right now, guy. And they just walked behind me and did a U and fucking walked right up the other side. Like no reason to come into the locker room like area. Weird. I think they might have just been looking for an exit and they didn't know because it's all fenced in and shit and they were looking, you know, but I don't know. One of those things of like, this could have gone sideways real quick.
For real.
All right. Well, boys, before we get into the main topic here, I did have another follow-up question for you, Ben. So we've been talking, of course, so we talk a lot of indie and professional wrestling on these shows. Something I thought was interesting is just how the pendulum seems to be swinging in another aspect of something you're well aware of, and that's the television and the entertainment business. So I'm just curious, you know, recently over the last couple years, we've seen quote unquote A-list stars doing more indie movies, doing more commercials. And it just seems to me with the movement of streaming services that have come along, we're seeing the movie industry indies almost turn into like a professional wrestling indie where you have to go out, you got to prove yourself on the movie indies now before you even get a shot at getting into the main flicks. So I would like to get your opinion on that, Ben. Do you see right now a transitional period within television and movies because of said streaming services?
As far as could you just clarify for me what
Sure.
you mean of the indies of the movies? Like, what is the paying of the dues at that level? Could you give me an example just so I don't sound ignorant in my answer?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the paying of the dues at that level would be doing smaller base productions, maybe taking less money to do things that as far
Sure.
as content is concerned, take a guy like, a Paul Rudd, let's say, who's doing Marvel movies, but if he's not doing a Marvel movie, he's back down to doing something smaller based, right?
Sure.
And I think a lot of that has to do with streaming services because there's no more the days of where you're going to the movie theaters and having a star or celebrity sell you on coming to see them. Now it's more based on the production or the streaming service itself. You're going to the streaming service, and that streaming service is offering you, here's this said movie. Oh, and it's got some of your favorite stars in it. But they can plug and pick any star they want to now. So
Sure. Yeah.
it seems to be more along the lines of you kind of have to earn your stripes now on the movie indie scene. Like for me, example, right? Like I'm not just going to get, maybe 15, 20 years ago as a kid, maybe I could have gotten discovered on a child television show. Now, nowadays, for me to get noticed, I've got to go out and I've got to do all these different indie movies just so I can get a shot to get to stand in front of someone who potentially will make me a background character or give me a line in a big movie.
Yeah, the nepotism figures in and all that. So yeah, thank you for that clarification. I guess there's kind of three different components in the way I look at it. So the first one being if it's a Paul Rudd, a lot of times when you're a studio property, the deal kind of comes to one for them, one for me, or else two for them, one for me, So the projects he can pick on his own, he's not worried about it because he just cashed in 10 million on Ant-Man or whatever the fuck he was in,
Yeah.
And now he can go and do this film that actually has some artistic integrity. isn't a fucking I stand in front of a green screen all day long. I actually get to act, which is what actors want to do. They want to get paid and they want to be famous. But when you're doing films that are Marvel and shit like that, not a lot of fun acting wise. You're fucking doing your lines to a tennis ball most of the time. Right. So, that if you're at his level or anybody else's level like that, that's kind of how I feel that is. And you have to go to the right Diddy party to get the Ant-Man role. Like there ain't no fucking, he's a great actor, we want him, or it's if his agent can convince Hollywood he's the hot property right now, you get one that leads to dominoes 2, 3, and 4 falling, right? Like that's all the game is. So a lot of this doesn't come down to the actor or their talent or lack of talent. It comes down to the agent's networking. And can they get you? My friend Marissa Panessa runs Panessa Talent, manages people from Saturday Night Live, manages people all over, all your favorite SUV shows.
I need to send over my headshot then, apparently.
Yeah, Panessa Talent. Drop my name, dude. Marisa. And an absolutely brilliant and hilarious, funny performer in herself that played all through Chicago, brought me to Chicago. Marissa, I say I'm the linchpin with Nice Peter and that. Marissa brought us. We were all in college. Your mom goes to college together in Random Acts. And she was the first one who went to Improv Olympic and did the summer intensive, came back and told us. And then I followed her out there. So, and now she's killing it as an agent and management company. And she's been in Chicago since 1999, really. So I'm proud of her. But my point in all that is Second City is like the farm league for Saturday Night Live. So I was just talking to a friend of mine. I won't mention her name because she was pretty high up there. And I don't want repercussions to come back. But Lorne Michaels just came through. And everybody who's been putting in 6 years, 5-6 years might get a shot at getting that audition, but it's going to be 6 years to 10-year people. And then the people who've been there for 20 years, 30 years aren't even going to be considered. And they're the top people. This goes right back to Bill Collier and GGP. There's fucking an army, a legion of 45 to 60-year-olds that are better than everybody you're seeing on TV right now. But Lorne Michaels wants 22 to fucking 31-year-olds this minority, this woman, this LGBTQ to fit a fucking what he's looking for. And it might be DEI hires, it might be we like Vince, we need one of those. You know, we need 2 black guys because we're losing these guys to go do this movie. So all that can dictate whether you are or not. But Marissa, while everybody else is fucking stabbing each other up and it's a big cattle call, I went on 2 of these for SNL or their Second City main stage to get to that. Fucking, it's 500 different improvisers and you get grouped in with 10. They run through all 50 groups. And then fucking they narrow it down who they want, reshuffle. And then if you stand out, which you shouldn't do in improv, go into business for yourself. You should be listening and yes-anding. You probably will have more chance to get the spot. So you're going against your roots of what they wanted you to do, which is be a team player, make a good scene, yes, and da-da-da-da, to get my wacky, zany character over and fucking maybe Lorne Michaels will pop for it. And they all... Once you do that and betray the people on stage and go into business for yourself, you're the heel, and all of a sudden you're the baby face making a fucking comeback in the scene. Like, what the fuck? So you can get your catchphrase out. Like, that's the equivalent. And now all the people that you came up with for 6-7 years go, this motherfucker's trying to fucking get over on me. So you start doing it and going into business for yourself. Then after the audition's over and nobody got over, everybody hates each other because they all just stabbed each other up on stage in front of Lorne Michaels for 2 spots that he already knew he was going to hire an Asian 18-year-old kid for and a fucking black woman for. And it's all these fucking white Midwest improvisers aged 30 to 50. That's fucked. Like, but Marissa could possibly get you a private audition with Lorne Michaels, you know what I mean? The sit down and so that all of this comes full circle of that's what an agent and the difference of being able to get an opportunity is versus I'm a great actor. I've done these pieces. Let me try. The third part of that is Tubi. Fucking what's the other one? Pluto.
Fubo.
Zuzu. Jaja. Gigi. Whatever the fuck you want to call it this week. Those are somewhat satirical, low budget projects, but if you want to get noticed and be somebody, you can't get the Netflix shot. That's the place where if you're really a smart performer, a smart director, a smart editor, a smart writer, and you got to click in your group and fucking you want to make something that you love. That's where you don't give a fuck of, am I famous? Am I making 10 million? Because you are invested in the project. You want to birth it, bring it to light. And even if it's on a second, third tier thing that there's rib stuff on, who gives a fuck? You made something and left it behind in art. What? You didn't get to be in Ant-Man 4, fucking Return of the Ant? Who gives a fuck? Like, it's sure we all want that money and fame and we seek it. But at the end of the day, it's really about creating something that means something to you more than anything. And I'm sure a Paul Rudd would fucking agree to that in the fact that he'll take smaller roles because these other ones don't really leave him fulfilled in the artistic integrity he's trying to create. So it can be a total mind fuck. And I'm only lucky that I got Ravens joint that I can take myself out of the bubble and fucking not have to worry about the approval of Lorne Michaels or any other asshole, because when their cancel culture rises up and bubbles over, a Shane Gillis gets fucking taken out back and shot day 2, and Shane Gillis is still motherfucking funny, right?
Right.
Now who's laughing? He's selling out arenas. He's fucking got tires on Netflix. He's on the ESPN Host Award. Like, that for a Saturday Night Live performer is 10 years down the road after you do your Saturday Night Live bit. So they thought they got him. Funny is funny. And if I keep doing my thing and I know the pendulum swinging back, or I know my people like it, I'm going to fucking use them as my vehicle to make myself and my brand bigger. And that's where he is. Who's bigger? Name one person on Saturday Night Live bigger than Shane Gillis right now.
No one. I think he's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest comedian in the world.
Yeah, I mean, from a marketing standpoint, maybe Keenan, because he does all those commercials, but not from a comedic standpoint.
Right?
He's not out there doing stand up and stuff like that.
From a molested by Nickelodeon standpoint, probably as well too. But, I know that was a long way around. Go ahead.
So I was going to say, was Shane Gillis a SNL cast member? Was he
for
a
2
couple
days?
Yeah.
Somebody brought up some old podcast where I think he made a Ching Chong Chang Chinese joke, and fucking that was enough, bro. They fucking fired him 2 days after they hired him.
So he wasn't going to be a host. It was just going to be like
he was a
member.
cast member. He was just a fucking East Coast stand-up comedian who got a shot when Lauren did the cattle call there, or else his agent got him that.
Right.
Here's one thing we talked about on other shows. Saw Happy Gilmore, 46.7 million people, the largest Netflix movie debut in history on there. Great. How many of them are new subs? I'm willing to wager under 10,000. That's my fucking hedge my bet, because what's this Netflix you speak of? Like, people don't fucking know. We said this shit should have gone to theater. Just at $10 ticket price for one ticket, they left $467 million on the table. When you go to the movies, Maddie, what do?
Well, I mean, I guess you buy popcorn.
Buy soda. How much is that?
Those are $10, $15 a item.
Let's slap another 20 on there. So now you're at $30. And if you're going with somebody else, that's $40. You just left $1.6 billion on the table, you fucking brilliant geniuses. You A+ top people in the industry. There's not, and how much is a Netflix subscription?
Well, it starts off from $8 to $24.99, depending on your tier.
Let's go highest, $25 into fucking 1.6 billion. Did you get that, man? Did Happy Gilmore convert that for you? No,
I don't think so.
I mean, I think at this point, if like that people don't have Netflix, I don't think Happy Gilmore 2 is going to really get them there. Like, I love the movie, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it's going to, like, I wouldn't have gone and like subscribed to another like streaming service. You know what I mean?
The metric is somebody went, well, when it first came out, it didn't do well. It became a cult film. Yeah, and now we capitalize off the groundwork that we laid. But instead, they took that as it won't draw at the theater again. Instead of it being the biggest movie of the summer, it's golf season, it's fucking nostalgia, it's the 90s that is back, and this is the perfect vehicle for the biggest blockbuster of the motherfucking summer. Then we just released it. You could either do same day, go to the theater, or pay for it at home as a premium if you're agoraphobic or you don't want to fucking have an Aurora shooting, whatever the fuck, and you want to stay home, or go, and you make money on both ends. And people keep putting over Netflix, ESPN people, Disney people, Fox people. They are fucking morons, in my opinion, bro. Now give me a show. Like, these are people who started as coffee getters, who fail upwards into vice president positions, who get to greenlight these things and not look at it as a business person, which a business mind means getting top dollar out of everything you fucking spend for, bro. Like, I saw in the chat, somebody said 30,000 subs. 30,000 at fucking $25. 7.5 million. What did I say? 1.6 billion you could have fucking had.
Do you think
I just don't understand why people are not fucking fired and out of this business because of that shit before the movie even drops? Like, how are these conversations not happening, bro?
Do you think if they put it out for like on pay-per-view for like, I don't know, $25 USD, right? Do you think that would have been like the tech, I don't know, in the world that we live in today with everyone doesn't want to leave their house to watch shit, right? Do you think that would have been a bit much more beneficial? And do you think they would have gained, as close to what they would have got?
Well, the model should be a dual release.
Yeah.
If you're putting over, like, if you're in the boardroom and I'm trying to argue for movies and you're trying to argue for streaming, you got chocolate in my peanut butter. Holy shit. Taste this. We could do it both at the same time and make max value. No. WWE's making the most money they ever fucking had. Imagine if the show was good. They could actually make 3 times more than they're making now with the most. Then you'd make the mostest money. You got to set it up like they're fucking kindergartners, bro. It's insane. There is no fucking equation, standard deviation equation that plus or minus, this is why we do it this way because we make more money than the other way. Or who cares about creative because they're already selling this. The shit on the sheets is now it's going to cost you $29.99 a month to be a WWE fan. Somebody calculated $516 a year with everything that they want you to buy. If you're not a onemax.top or whatever the fuck, watch wrestling live.org fucking user, and you're just a mark that pays for this dog shit. Like it's insane to me, bro. That was of how they're doing it and not delivering, and like the quality of the product is so subpar in my
that was going to be my next story for you here was of course I just want to disclaim that the following opinions are not expressed by Matthew, are not expressed as a representative of ESPN. They're my own volition.
Yeah.
The answer,
no heat for Matty at all. He loves all his gigs. He's kicking ass over there, and ESPN.
My opinions are not those of ESPN, but Wednesday morning press
or
release,
Mickey Mouse or
Mickey Mouse or anybody else. Yeah.
And Jay Hall, thanks for the big super sticker, homeboy. Appreciate that, dog.
Yeah, appreciate you, Jay Hall. $10 super sticker. So Wednesday morning press release went out. WWE and ESPN announced an agreement that will see ESPN become the domestic home for all WWE PLEs starting in 2026. No financial terms were disclosed in the press release, but the Wall Street Journal has since reported that the contract between the two sides is 5 years and worth $1.6 billion, equaling $325 million per year, a 1.6 increase over the Peacock deal. WrestleNomics reports that ESPN's flagship show SportsCenter will broadcast on location for certain WWE PLEs, and then ESPN has the right to create original WWE content and air the pre- and post shows following PLEs. However, it's been confirmed that the rights to the library weren't included in the deal, nor were the rights to WWE's NXT PLEs. This would allow WWE seek deals with our platform for the library and for NXT. No start date was noted, but as noted, the Peacock deal is set to expire in March, making WrestleMania 42 the most likely for WWE and ESPN to launch their partnership. Bin Hamin, ESPN, is going to be hosting some WWE now. What are your thoughts on this partnership?
Oh, you'll have more pro athlete crossover, right?
Yeah.
Will they use this as a vehicle to help with WNBA and get somebody involved with Jade Cargill and fucking EST or something along those lines? I see it exactly what Ari's doing already with TKO and WWE. WWE is nothing more than the car for the NASCAR. Now we're selling and pimping out this product to do everything. Put your patch on it, put your sticker on it. This match sponsored by da-da-da-da. Maybe we could have some cool stuff during the NFL season, whatever the big rival is, if they're in Buffalo and, you had Mahomes at a show, right? Like, let's do something old school, Lawrence Taylor, fucking any of the guys from WCW that did a great job too. Pac-Man did too at TNA. Like, let's use sports and rivalries and pay off some fun shit in the ring that they can talk about on NFL during it, you know what I mean, or whatever, and guys start doing your favorite superstars fucking shit in their touchdown dances. There's opportunity to do some fun stuff for the players and the wrestlers, and ESPN brings credibility in sports, no matter if there's lawsuits and scab workers, and that's gonna, I guess, come with the media territory in the last 20 years. So I look forward to the possibility of that, and it does give some legitimacy in fans of other sports eyes that now wrestling is right next to it, especially if there's going to be crossover of their favorite person. Did the people at ESPN look at the trends and the numbers from Peacock? And was the deal supposed to be for $2.5 billion? And they only offered them $1.6 billion because they saw that since fucking Saturday Night's Main Event has come back, it fucking went down by 40%. That since Netflix, when they had 5 million viewers initially, when they went over there, we're now down to what? they claim 2.5, but that's a weekly metric, but really it could be as low as 1.6. So now you've lost 60% of your audience. Let's be nice and say it's just 50%. That to me would go, oh, we wanted to get this deal done. And yeah, we see the piece of paper with the number on it. You wanted 3, but let me show you these charts real quick. This is what you guys did in the last 2 quarters. See these down trends? That means our price also goes down a little bit. But nope, somebody over there probably went, I'll get this deal done because I know Lee Fitting. I actually used to be his intern, and now I'm a vice president. And fucking I can get this done with OPM, other people's money, for 1.6 billion. They only wanted 1.2, but I know.
Totally forgot about Lee Fitting.
Yalla. So that's where this is how these deals happen, get done. The snakes are gonna snake and the fucking clowns are gonna fail upwards. But based on trends, I hope that the price was higher, and not trends, but the actual numbers, logistics, and that they lowballed them at 1.6. However, based on what I've seen as an operations of behavior with other executives, I don't see that happening when I watched them do it with Jacob Allman at Fox, Chris McCumber at USA, and I can't remember the guy's name at Netflix, starts with the last name's a V. At least Netflix is smart enough to use WWE to have all their, hey, he's got a comedy special. Bert Kreischer's in the crowd. They are on our music label. They're in the crowd. They're at least getting some value, additional added value out of it.
Pierce, let me go to you because I'll go back to you, Ben. But Pierce, let me ask you this.
Sure.
So Peacock right now here in the United States, the average cost is about $8 a month. And that's where the WWE PLEs have been on for the last 5-6 years. Now, with this new streaming service, with direct-to-consumer, ESPN is going to charge $29.99 a month. So my question is if you're subscribing to Peacock, are you now willing to pay an extra $20 a month to get pay-per-views, which you were getting for two-thirds the price of what it was?
I get it all on Netflix. It's included.
Oh, you get it all on Netflix. Okay.
Yeah. No, like all PLEs are live on Netflix.
Gotcha. All right. Well, then let me throw it back
I
to you.
was so pumped there. I thought he was going to say, I steal it all. I don't give a fuck. And then he goes, instead he goes, I bow before a different corporate master.
All right. Well, then, let me throw it back to you, Ben. Then do you think the average common viewer is going to now fork out an extra $20 a month when they were getting it for so much cheaper, when they've already been trained to go to Peacock and pay $8 a month for this content? Now they got to pay 30?
Yeah. What do they call that? Shrinkflation?
Yeah.
You're paying more for less product.
Right.
How much is a bottle of Fiji water cost?
I don't know. I don't buy bottled
Well,
water.
let's say $4.99 for a liter. How much does a fucking gallon of Poland Spring cost? $1.99. You want a gallon for $2? You want a liter for $5 in status? I paid. Look at this. It's got a sticker on it. It's got a sticker. Fucking, this is how marketing works, bro. Like, they're gonna go, well, that was then. That was a price. Prices go up every year, right, guys? Right, everybody. So we just got to charge that because our overhead is so much, because gas prices or whatever they want to fucking chalk it up to. So yeah, you are giving the people a less quality product. You've charged people out the ass to raise your price sheets at the end of the quarter by charging an insane amount of money for SummerSlam tickets or whatever it is, so you can justify it. But now you're not delivering with fucking Judgment Day girls versus Tiffy Time and Charlotte Flair. Like, are people going to keep justifying it? Maybe the 85% sheep are just fine with, they're so conditioned to coughing up money for a new subscription that they'll just be like, yeah, fuck it, I gotta watch it. And the kid's bitching, what's $29.99? And then you're hooked, and fucking you forget about it, and so the kids can watch and you can leave you the fuck alone. And that's true middle America who they're going for, not the hardcore wrestling fan. The hardcore wrestling fan's going to the number one max.top and stealing that bitch. because there ain't nothing worse, or Sports Surge or wherever the fuck you get your streams from, because none of this is worth paying $2 for, let alone $10,000 for a ringside seat to sit next to a fucking Team Autism with all smiley face shirts on.
You know,
I'm not.
you mentioned Tiffany Stratton, right? Like today, I was listening to her podcast with Logan Paul on
Jesus
Impulse.
Christ! Just let her talk for 2 hours. Does she up talk for an hour and a half? Like, and then with is that fucking lose it?
She is the most retarded fucking human being that should never be.
She's a kid, bro.
Yeah, true. But like one of the things that she said in this podcast was just after shortly she got signed by WWE, she had a road rage incident, and like the guy got out of the car, she got out of the car, then the guy's girlfriend got out of the car, she gets into a fight, the chick threw her to the ground, the guy fucking like American History X curb stomps her ass, her fucking. And I'm sitting there going, why the fuck would you be putting this shit out there when you are, you know what I mean, like publicly traded company or like all these things, like, dude, like, come on. And mind you, the whole time, apparently, because like throughout the conversation, she mentions there's a PR guy from WWE in the room. I was sitting there going, like, why the fuck did this guy not sit there and go, nah, fuck that.
Where is the training to kayfabe? She's just that comfortable with Logan Paul, but like, you know, this is going out and what you're supposed to be. Like, these are kids trying to fucking come up with content and not understanding the investment that's been placed into them. You know, the millions of dollars. How many other blondes they got with Botox loaded faces in NXT right now? Half a dozen who are doing the mean girl. They just brought over fucking old girl from AEW, who's another hot blonde and doesn't look like her fucking face is all plasticed up like fucking Jack Nicholson and shit and Joker.
Exactly.
Like they could swap those two out. And that's why I say the shit is Disney on Ice. Tonight, the part of Little Mermaid will be played by, you know, this girl, Ashley, instead of Brittany, and you'll never know the fucking difference. We got how many fucking bitchy, it's such an easy gimmick for the hot blonde girl to be, I'm from Beverly Hills and my daddy's rich. Never seen that one before.
Right.
So it's like baby's first acting lessons at NXT, and that's an easy character to put any hot blonde into. That I'm hotter than you. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, what are you really going to do to connect with me? Sure, that's easy heat and all that kind of shit. But they did the same thing with the Bellas with brown hair trying to be the Kardashians, and that never worked either, bro. And all they had this week was to bring her back to smack. As soon as they knew they could bring her back, they've been waiting on that fucking Cena joke. That what you saw this week was the payoff of locker room ribs in ring of when they were just waiting for it to boil over. And it's a double rib on Cena because now either he has to come in on the white horse and be the knight in shining armor to fucking be like, dude, leave her alone. That was our past. But them doing that is egging him to see if he's going to sell for it, just to be the nice ex who's like, dude, she's been through enough. Let her be. Or they're going to like, well, let's put them in a storyline together, see if that rekindles anything. But it'll just make it awkward between them because John Cena in real life is like an OCD, like perfectionist, and she's always talking like that. And you're just like, fuck, kill me, bro, kill me.
Could you imagine waking up to that and dealing with that every day? Like, so what would you like for breakfast, man?
Dude, kill me. Just like I'd like a 357 with a hollow point, please. That's what I'd like.
Just be I'd like you to be a mute, bitch.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Well, next topic I have here, it's listed right on your moniker today. You hacked Linda. Linda McMahon humiliated as hackers interrupt conservative talk with circus music and savage insults. Linda McMahon was interrupted several times during her appearance at the National Conservative Student Conference. The Secretary of Education was speaking with former Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker when suddenly she was interrupted by bizarre audio of someone calling her a corrupt billionaire who knows nothing, before, of course, laughing. Linda said, "We're getting a little feedback in here," as she joked, and the audience clapped along. Walker blamed the blunder on the Chinese Communist Party and liberal senators who didn't like what McMahon had to say. However, the interruptions continue, audio blaring as McMahon tried her best to ignore it by saying, "I'm so happy we get to share this feed, make light of the situation." It's the wonders of hacking, says Walker. If liberals don't like your ideas, they try to shut you down. And then perhaps the most embarrassing incident is when the hackers loudly played circus music as McMahon spoke. She stopped for a second, but continued with the story, ignoring the attempts to distract her.
Hey, they fucked that up. They should have gone no chance in hell, bro. Like she put something out there and you're like, you should have. She's just like,
yeah, pal.
Yeah.
So your thoughts, Ben, on Linda McMahon getting hacked?
One of my favorite ops that I've pulled off in the last fucking probably 20 years. Really, I was pretty proud of it. Yeah, they fucked up with the music, and who did they blame it on?
Liberals, Chinese Communist Party.
Is this not the same playbook, bro, that the liberals do the same thing? What's the hot button distraction from Epstein list?
Immigration right now?
Nope. They want to arrest fucking Obama and Hillary for fabricating all of the Russia fucked the election. It's all lies, right?
Okay.
Like all from the true deep state of wanting to drain the swamp. And all of that is misdirection spot from Epstein. So the liberals did it in 2016 by concocting, definitely was Russia hacking and now they're going to have to answer for it. But the reason they're answering for it is because they're all agreeing behind the scenes in the locker room that we'll pay off that heat so we don't have to pay off the big heat of the Epstein list that we're all fucking on. And when I hear China, hey, just some miscellaneous hackers and liberal hackers, that's right, because we're conservatives, everybody. We're not all on the same team together behind the scenes working, everybody. Fucking, it had to be liberal hackers and China. Oh, China. Meanwhile, but Russiagate, that was something else. Like they're running the fucking play while they're deconstructing the play to fucking tear it down over here. And the 85 at home go, I got to pay $29.99 for ESPN. Okay. You can feed these fucking morons anything, and they will eat a big spoonful of shit and go, ugh, that tastes terrible. They go, well, try this. Well, that looks like shit too. I'll eat that too. Why doesn't this taste good? Oh, I don't know, dog. Want some more? I'm still hungry. I'll eat some more. Like, this is the insane feedback loop of marketing and politics and psyops where you're living in an open air psyop all the fucking time. They might have done that themselves to fucking make people hate liberals more, or just to get play on the sheets. But the fact we said this 2 years ago, you let these fucking carnies in the back door, it's done, bro. Once Linda got named, Linda is Vince is Triple H and fucking Steph and all of them on the inside, and now Game's in there with them. And what is Trump? He's nothing more than a New York gangster fucking that built buildings and inherited a fuck ton of money, bro. And he was a fight promoter in the 80s. It don't get much lower than that, of being in on the work. So that's who's in charge now. So they ran the exact same fucking play that they're going after the libs for, blaming Russia bullshit and trying to feed you that China and hackers aren't. What's really happening? It's probably some fucking 17-year-olds that the FBI hired or CIA that are sitting in a fucking bunker in Virginia underground that they have to go to some cubicle job every day. And this was a fun op for them to go, let's fuck with the Trump party today, because there's still deep state operatives inside the fucking, and that's what they're doing for fun. And then we'll just blame it on China. We'll fucking put 2 Chinese characters in the fucking source code so they think that or whatever, right? Like, and it'll come out in 5 years that it was indeed an inside American job just trying to create a political misdirection spot for this week.
Thoughts on that, Pierce, at all? Do you have any thoughts on the hacking?
I think it's pretty hilarious because you got hacked, to be honest. But like, you know, the whole Epstein list thing is like wasn't Trump like, yeah, we're going to expose the Epstein list, and then he's obviously got the Epstein list and gone, oh shit, like I'm on the Epstein list, like I'm not exposed yet. Yeah. But bro, what happens like if it comes out and Trump's name's on it? What is the what's the play there? Like, what's the the backlash from that?
Well, that's why the list won't come out. Not for another 2 to 3 years, because that does expose that they're all working together. They're all orgying with 17-year-old girls together. They're all fucking going after it. Because if they've been looking for the fucking silver bullet to put Trump down, and they've got it with this on the list, but they don't want to burn Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, fucking Biden's kid, Tom Hanks, Ellen, all of them, right? Like
Oprah.
Yeah. So that's why they're not doing that. And that's why you're getting this as a possible, it could be them concocting it. And Linda's just going out to play the fool. Like Linda hasn't played the fool before while her husband stands there making out while she's comatose in a wheelchair. You think hitting some circus music's going to fucking bother this carny?
Yeah.
You were really going to get her, bro. Like, I was just thinking of music. Like, I would have had, well, every time she's trying to fucking talk, well, it's a bit, and cut it, well, or somebody going to get their ass whooped. And cut it and just keep WWE theming her to fucking death, bro.
She's an
Fucking
ass
macho,
man.
yeah. I'm an ass man, or the Macho Man's opening. You know, if you fucking like just stopping it, like whoever was in charge of this op really left a lot of comedy on the table that could have been capitalized on with 4 or 5 simple WWE soundtracks from Spotify.
Hey boys, sorry, my wife just messaged me. One of the kids is sick. I've got to run. I'm really sorry,
buddy.
No, you're good.
Sorry, I gotta run. But thank you so much for having me, guys.
Yeah.
I have to jump back on again soon. But yeah,
always welcome, buddy. Make sure you get some electrolytes in you and fucking get some rest if you can. I know with the little ones, it's not easy.
Nah, exactly, man. Thank you, boys. Sorry again.
No, you're good, Pierce.
No apologies.
All right, bye.
Get the fuck out of here.
Frank's Pickle Barrel ass with a $5 super sticker says Total Diva Cena was wrestling's best heel besides Ben in 20 years. Thanks, Frank.
I wouldn't disagree that's when, not like I watched it, you know, the whole way through, but what I would see of John and wanting to be on his own in his house, the scene where he's playing piano, and not that he is there cleaning the house obsessively, compulsively, but everything is in its perfect place. The maids, whoever, there's not a speck of dust. And when you look at a guy like John Cena, aside from, you know, some Florida water and advice, it takes so much human discipline beyond even military discipline to live the life that guy's lived, whether it's fucking eating regimen on the road, media schedule, movie tour media schedule, meeting with Make-A-Wish kids. Like, you're giving up any you time, any downtime, any of this. And when you get it, you're so conditioned to your disciplines that it's now become, I don't want to say a hindrance by any means, but it's become part of the id of what you are. And that obsession can lead to compulsions. And I think you saw some of that. I see it with wrestling friends all the time. And they're just because they are on camera, the strongest, usually the baby faces who are the strongest and the best looking and got it all together on camera are the ones that have the most weirdness and fucked up habits outside of it. And I'm not saying that of John. It just is a pattern of how baby faces usually are. So.
Next piece of information I've got here is WWE Unreal update. WWE Unreal cracks Netflix top 10. So Netflix has recently released some viewership data for the Unreal series, and it's apparently charted the top 10 of views for Netflix. It states that between July 28th and August 3rd, when the show debuted at number 9 with a total of 2.3 million viewers, the show has also garnered a total of 10.7 million viewers, 10.7 hours viewed. 10.7 million hours viewed. The July 28th edition of WWE Raw, for contrast, has drawn a little more viewership with a total of 2.7 million views and 5.5 million hours viewed. There, of course, has been some contrasting reactions with Hall of Famers like Mark Henry and Bully Ray unhappy with how much the curtain is peeled back. CM Punk says that he feels like the show is counterintuitive to everything he's learned in the business. Whereas some other people like CCO, Triple H, and World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso have highlighted the benefits of the show. Do you buy that number, Ben? Do you think that they've gotten a total of 2.3 million views and 10.7 million hours viewed?
Yeah, because it's 6, well, I would probably say half that because I don't believe when they go give that weekly number out, that's not I don't think that's a true metric. I think that's just a fucking equation that they plug in the original number to give them a plus 40% bump, right? So I could be wrong in that, and I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. Today probably. I just asked my wives. But yeah, man, I don't want to like have to go hard of like it's a Triple H's vanity project. That's been said on every show. There is a couple things that are interesting about it though. That I'm curious of. When that show ends and Netflix goes also suggested for you, if you based on your likes and what your algorithm is OVW wrestlers the next thing in line?
Right.
Or did somebody, and this is how the snakes fucking play, go, we don't want, like, we want them out of the algorithm, only WWE, don't serve anybody else. And is that because they're petty and they stole the whole format and they saw that it got over and you can't, and Triple H, who can't be made to look weak, even on the cover of a video game, he can't be, Stevie's told these stories, would want Al Snow is not as over as me. He can't be looked at as a fucking top producer. And that's part of the deal because he's done it on video games when he was doing that. Why wouldn't he do it now as a pattern of behavior? So I'm interested in people who've watched it on Netflix when it does suggest anything or based on what you watch, if wrestlers is or is not the next thing up or in that queue of suggestions. That would be an interesting, like, to me, caveat. So, because that's really where they stole it from, and the wrestlers did it better because they're still trying to work people, make them believe that this is how it is, and showing people and exposing the investment that they've put in these characters. I don't want to see Rhea Ripley, as a fallible, throwing up in the fucking garbage can because he's got nerves. They're about to go out there for Royal Rumble or whatever. So I don't know if I agree with that. And it definitely does feel serving to the top brass there.
All right. Next bit of information I have. I thought this was interesting.
Sorry, I had one other thing too, because you mentioned his name. I've done 2 or 3 shows with him, and he didn't want to like deal with any indie guys, and I understand that they were top guys. And Bully Ray catches heat for that somewhat in there, and I think the LFG stuff showcases him dealing with rookies and his frustration in a pretty real way. And I kind of feel like it's a funny karma. Like he obviously wants the send off he wants, and he wants to be involved with WWE, and he's getting a paycheck from him, and Busted Open is now on another level. I gotta fucking put Bubba Ray Dudley over, dude. Like, he is speaking truth in his reactions to the shows that are being made and what they're exposing. And even with things like Killer Cross, he laid out a great fucking way of, are they working the crowd, or how do you make somebody viral by, like in R-Truth, by firing them? And then they brought R-Truth back based on the crowd, and he's nowhere to be seen. And they even ruined him to go, oh, you want him back? Fine. You're not getting the clown you all love. You're getting this fucking hardcore black guy, and then we're not doing shit with him. Like, why are you doing a fuck you to the fans because of your dumb decision to fire a guy that should be in the main storyline as a catalyst for John Cena to get heat? You're not even doing it the right way on Saturday Night Main Event. You fire him after he's main eventing Saturday Night Main Event. Well, we gave him one more great one on the way out. Oh, you're such a fucking good guy. But Bubba Ray is earning an active paycheck from them and wants to do his go-home matches in TNA. And they'll do the one with the Hardys, and they were just in the crowd, so they're putting them over. But they'll do the final one with Edge and Christian when they can come back home, hopefully, and revisit that. But this guy is speaking truth to power, and how he talks about how to get crossover in a viral way. Fire him, have him show up at every show. You never show him on TV. You only let the fans put out viral shit of him going crazy until he finally jumps the barricade after we set it up at the right time, but you make it believable that he is fired. I don't know. Hamin kind of alluded to some of that, but to me, it feels like just like the Bryan Daniels shit. They didn't want to put him over. They didn't want to fucking act like he was going viral. They hate that the fans dictate to them of what they want. We dictate to you, but we go, no, the fans write the show. Oh, do they? Because every move you make putting this guy under is not what they're wanting. You're not giving them what they want. And, well, then they'll get on the fucking path with it and make it look like we were geniuses. We were doing this the whole time to work you into this, to get this guy over. No, you're not. You're fucking petty, and now it's undeniable, and you'll come up with a little side angle to look like, oh, we meant to do that the whole time. Yeah, we're so brilliant. That because if that was true, the breadcrumb trail you laid before would have been far different in the build. And then they'll finally get on it when people are hijacking the show going, yes, 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 to go, all right, we got to make yes shirts and make money off this now. Like they came up with it. It's the same as when Game and fucking HBK jumped on Spirit Squad's nuts after they got over and fucking sent them packing, used them up, sent them packing, right? Like that's exactly what they're doing with this, and these old-time workers will try and justify it, but it's the fact that the fans see millions and millions of dollars in Cross. And here's the other thing, too. It's the locker room. We know from Cross, that ain't how it is, son. That is not how it is of what they're trying to put the spin on from what I heard 3 months ago versus fucking how it's playing out now. They're chanting Cross, Cross, Cross. Yeah, we got Brock. Oh, so now that means Triple H is the one who's really keeping this guy down. And even if you wanted to do it when Cross comes back, who's his heat with? Not anybody on the roster. Game. Will they do anything with that? We'll have to watch Unreal to find out. Season 2. But again, that's going, well, we finally got him over. Yeah, imagine if you could have got him over a year ago when you should have in the time that it was supposed to be, you could have $10 million more than you have now. But it was important to teach him and his wife a lesson. And, they get over in their entrance. So let's not give them an entrance. And the crowd wants him to go over, and they don't really give a fuck about Sami Zayn. So let's put Sami Zayn over. Oh, okay. Great choices, everybody. Great choices.
Great choices. Sticking with pro wrestling, I got 2 stories left for you here, but sticking with pro wrestling, niece of U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy takes part in WWE tryout.
Sorry, I got to stop this.
Oh, okay.
Cold-blooded points. Triple H is trying to get promoted to 4H, which is a callback to the Coble Skill 4H. I made that joke last night. So great minds think alike, but I beat you to the punch. But I'm a trained comedic assassin. But yes, Triple H and 4H will be phenomenal. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. So WWE SummerSlam weekend was in Newark, New Jersey, filled with all kinds of WWE events, including tryouts for the next generation. According to Dave Meltzer, 55 talents were assessed during the tryouts, including Zoe Hines, who is the niece of United States Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. She was revealed in attendance in a social media post. Hines is a softball player, played at Boston College, and now plays for the French national softball team. According to her Instagram bio, she's 5'7", being billed from Orlando, Florida, and notes her background in softball. So your thoughts on potentially this hiring of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s niece? It seems
it's such strange timing that it just seems to align with Triple H joining the Maha fucking
I know, it's crazy.
And that this A+ athlete that loved wrestling their whole life so much that we're hiring softball players who've never worked an indie match ever and are definitely not, it's based on her love for the business and industry and not because we have to get a Kennedy a fucking job. And it's not like that McMahon isn't obsessed with fucking Kennedys his whole goddamn life, bro. Martin Luther King and fucking JFK. You want to talk about how they got to Vince with propaganda? Dude, how many fucking things have we seen to glorify those two guys from him, bro? Like, that's the id. Like, that girl might have been signed the day she was born. Just based on McMahon's marking out for Kennedy's. Kennedy.
Yeah, so, I mean, this definitely clearly seems to be some sort of Nepo hire. Right. I mean, you've got like this connection between Triple H and Linda McMahon and the current Trump administration. You've got
What would you have her do if she came into NXT? Whatever, she's trained.
Well, I'd
What is this? What does this?
I'd probably have her talk like this, so that way he could be receptive. Robert F. Kennedy.
Points. That's fucking good. That was funny, Maddie.
Thank you.
But she's a softball player, so before she even works, I'd fucking get a foam core bat that looked real and just have her come up and tune people up with a fucking softball bat and let her be an enforcer and fucking stand at ringside with a bat. You know what I mean? And da da da. So, but now I would definitely have her. You do the voice, bro. I might even go back to the old Kane fucking cat.
All right, the last story I've got here, and this is, I think, relevant as we do podcasts and whatnot. Baba Booey, bye Booey, Ben. The Howard Stern show is set to be canceled after nearly 20 years on Sirius XM, as his $100 million contract is up later this year. The iconic Howard Stern show on Sirius XM is set to be canceled after a stunning 20-year run. Stern, who's 71, has had a megabucks contract for decades at the subscription satellite radio provider, and they'll likely cut some sort of deal for Sirius to keep his catalog upon exit, sources say. Stern's contract is up in the fall, and while Sirius is planning to make him an offer, they don't intend for him to take it. One insider said of the impending end of the Shock Jock's latest 5-year contract, Sirius and Stern are never going to meet on money he's going to want. It's no longer worth the investment. But as far as him coming back to do the show, there's no way they can keep paying his salary, says the sources. After what happened with Stephen Colbert, it's like they just can't afford to keep him going. If Sirius isn't going to give Stern a good offer, I don't think it would have anything to do with his ratings. It's more likely everything to do with the political climate. So what are your thoughts on Howard Stern, mega shock jock, cultural icon, and his show coming to an end?
We got Jews in the house.
Oh, all right then.
What kind of person to say a toe-to-so? But you know what? A toe-to-so. A fucking a toe-to-so.
Yeah. Well earned. From a guy who used to do anal ring toss and throwing lunch meats at fucking whores' asses from fucking scores to acting like he has an upper hand and fucking high moral ground to fucking stand on when he was the anti-establishment NBC guy. And he ends up on America's Got Talent sucking corporate dick the whole way and doing a complete 180 in fucking being a man of the people and for the people and for the freak shows of the fucking world, bro. And just towing this Clinton, fucking Obama, fucking Macron, whatever it is, agenda and anti-Trump when he's should be the most Trump. They're fucking New York guys who understand fast talk, who understand getting deals done, who understand being not in the cool kid, like the corporate party club and making it your own going against the tide. Instead, he got a fucking whatever it was, Chappelle level contract for 50 mil to do this fucking America's Got Talent show. How does Howard Stern know about talent aside from being a jock, bro? Why? Because you get Foo Fighters to come in and play for you fucking acoustic. That means you now understand vocal and instrumental. He's not a guy who made his fucking bones that way. He had midgets getting kicked the fuck around. And where is cancel culture to bring up all that shit? You want to act like you were pissed about grabbing by the pussy? Let's go back and watch the Howard Stern show that was on E! Channel, or the Sausage Queen going back to WPIX, and fucking every depraved sex thing you did with chicks farting in people's faces. Where's all that footage? Why doesn't that come up where when this guy has anything to say about anybody in a political realm of like a high moral standard? Oh yeah, I'm really going to do that. That's why Vince McMahon can never do it. Roll that kiss my ass footage. Ben Hamin, you want to run for president? Roll that fucking terrorist foot. Like, where is that in the machine of this guy's got a lexicon of cancelable material and they never put it on him. But now that the pendulum is shifting back and Paramount got sued by Trump, CNN, and they're all losing because they're all propaganda machines. Well, that's who backed him. because he supported the queer carny culture that became the fucking mainstream the last 8 years. And now that the fucking axe is coming back, and this is how Drudge Reports frames the end of an era. The Howard Stern show finally gonna end, as opposed to you're getting chopped because you fucking went political and now you're gonna get your nuts cut back. Welcome to Karma Land, dickhead. And he's part of the fucking chosen tribe. So Jews going out who fucking are top guys is an interesting,
Right.
you know,
Especially because
what I mean?
he sits on one side of the aisle that doesn't like Donald Trump, right?
Exactly. But once they just hit Paramount and CNN with $1 billion lawsuits and they're paying them out, that goes to show you you can wear all the hats and prayer belts the fuck you want, bro. It's synagogue. When it's all about the money, they will fucking throw you to the wolves, dude. You know, and he's had a career for 40 years. So I don't really weep for him whatsoever when it comes to is he going to be all right, or is this the end of free speech? He was a free speech advocate and he turned 180 degrees and became a fucking propagandist who said, if you even say this kind of shit, you're a piece of shit and you support this guy, as opposed to being what he should have as a shock jock, walking the middle and hammering on Joe Biden and Hunter Biden every day, hammering on Trump and fucking everything every day, dude. That's what a real comedian, what a guy in his position should have done. Instead, he sold out for, you're getting a golden ticket to go to LA and be a sellout piece of shit CIA performer. And one day you'll get an afternoon talk show. Yay! Go fuck yourself, dude. I don't give a fuck what happens to you or your family, to be honest with you.
Well, that's all I've got today, Ben. I mean, I've got like 7 or 8 other stories, but we don't need to
Points
sit here.
Bobo, Jimmy Kimmel's the same motherfucking story, bro. Where's the girls jumping on trampolines showing camel toe when you're up here trying to stump for fucking grabbed by the pussy? Fucking shit, dude. I don't want to hear any of that from any of those guys. They might have been comedians with integrity at one time. They are complete studio properties. They made their money, and now they don't want to let go of fame, the most addictive drug, and just take it when Colbert's sitting on fucking who knows how many million at this point. Dude, I don't shed a tear for any of those fucking dudes. And if you're a young comedian trying to make their way, like we talked earlier, this is what the pinnacle of what you get to look forward to is. You get to sharpen your act and hopefully come up with something that is marketable for the future, like a Real Talk or Real Time or fucking whatever, Bill Maher. And then you will be used as a weaponized piece of propaganda, only to be fired when the next regime change comes. But you cashed in and you acted like you had integrity. But the reality is you were just there for the fucking check and to go out with your hair on fire and ignite more discourse between people instead of bringing them together and going, aren't these politicians in the world fucking crazy? You're normal. I'm saying what you're saying, and you're seeing it through normal eyes. Instead, they jump over the fucking fence of who's going to pay them the most. And if the other guys aren't, then they just get fired. And these guys will replace them with, what the fuck, Gutfeld? People think that guy's fucking funny? Dude, that's like the worst kid in middle school is trying to sit down and crack jokes. You're like, oh, okay, dude. Sure. And now he's going to be the fucking one to jump in that spot because he's the other side of the pendulum to come back. Or Tucker Carlson being exposed as a fucking CIA nepotism straight fucking op this week as well. Like, it happens on both sides. And the only place you're probably going to get walking right down the middle is here on the Friday Locker Room. Hamin Media Group.
Well, that's all we got today. I'm sure I can send some of these stories over to Rick if he wants to talk about them on Monday. There's some more information that came out about, Hulk Hogan and Brooke Hogan commenting on the Bubba the Love Sponge show, which you can go check out.
What'd you think of that weird thing that Russo sent me that somebody sent us? I've got to get back with them that it was, I think it's completely phony, but I feel like it's a trap for us to put it out so they can go, see, they're putting out misinformation, because we've been talking about ring on, ring off with Steph and Triple H for a long time. And then this comes through. Let's see here. Come on, take. High Court of Justice, Regional Divorce Center, and it's got a stamp on it, but that looks phony. And the signature looks legit, but that could be phony. But it goes through saying that Stephanie is a petitioner to Paul Michael Levesque, aka Triple H, responding. But then I look and it's Family Court of United Kingdom.
Right.
And I'm like, this has got to be some bullshit thing. It's a document saying that she wants $150,000 a month in alimony. And I'm like, well, that seems pretty goddamn low to start with. But so I don't know who's making High Court of Justice Regional Divorce Center propaganda for us to like try and bite on. But this is like the weirdest thing that came through. It's still in the chat. I don't know if, I'll talk to Vince and maybe post it in the HMG group, but that was a weird thing.
Yeah, that was the first thing I saw. I was like, oh, it's from the United Kingdom. This doesn't seem real. Why would they petition? Why was she petitioning for a divorce over in the UK?
Divorced in Vegas, right? Where they got married.
Yeah, exactly.
So, man, great show, Maddie, and awesome job fucking putting in those extra hours on the Suck My Balls podcast. Obviously going to be red hot this whole season. Every episode, people are going to be talking about it, and those guys at least are using their satire, their talent to fucking tell people, yeah, you're not seeing things. These people are fucking complete moron basket cases, and hopefully we can do something to reverse that. But a huge asteroid belt coming into meteors tonight, so maybe we'll get lucky. We'll see. Planet X.
So, of course, guys, thanks so much for checking out the Friday Locker Room each and every week right here on Channel Attitude and Hamin Media Group for now. Patreon.com/Hamin Media Group coming in the future, where you'll be able to get all the content as well. You can check out my podcast at South Park Pod on all podcast outlets, as well as you can check out my YouTube channel at South Park Pod, SMB, a South Park Review, where a brand new takeaway should be going up here within the next 24 hours. Reviewing the newest episode, South Park's titled "Got a Nut," where everyone's just trying to make their nut. So check that out, as well as Ben. I haven't told you this yet, so I'll break the news to you here. Tonight, I started my journey into some improv as I signed up for a 4-week intro to improv class.
I love it, dude.
Yeah, so I'm starting to take some improv tonight.
Dude,
so.
Where's that going to be at? Is it in Connecticut or New York?
Yeah, it's at the CT Comedy Club here in Hartford. So,
well, dude, I hope this is this is it, man. I mean, I know you've been frustrated with Connecticut and trying to find your tribe there, dude, and you're working your ass off the last 10 years in acting and production to get these spots to work at the top companies, man. And I'm super proud of you, but sometimes that can't be as fulfilling, and you just need that friendship and human connection. And I hope this is a great kicking the door in again. Just go in, say yes, and you've worked with me enough. You know the foundations, dude. I think you're gonna love it. That really made my day to hear you say that, Maddie. Really.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I've been looking forward to it for weeks. So that's you mentioned something to do to get out of the house and hopefully make some new connections and reignite that spark of performing. So.
Yeah, it's just going to put you in the moment even more, man. Really, for sure. So go play, have fun, just be, in tune with your inner child. If it feels weird, do it more. No judgments, and listen and say yes and add a little emotion to it. Just make a choice, man. Have fun with it, bro. You'll just be doing a lot of games and mind training and group mind and things along those lines, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm jealous now.
Well, of course, guys, you can check out all of our great shows, the Monday Locker Room. We've got the Pro Wrestling Reflection Podcast, the Impact Attack, the Next Level Review. I Like It Raw right here on Hamin Media Group's YouTube. Coming this weekend, of course, we got the Smack Attack and the Wreckage each and every weekend to get you caught up on WWE SmackDown and AEW. Don't forget to check out patreon.com/RussoTWC. You can sign up for Master Shoot Theater. This week, Vince and young writer and Deuce are trying to not get into a car accident. So you can check that out.
It was a lot of fun this week. There was a really fun Master Shoot Theater. I hope the listen was
good.
It
was about time. 2 weeks of no Master Shoot Theater, damn it.
Yeah. Well, you got to take it away so they want it more, right? Yeah. So the return of Master Shoot, and I think we did pretty well with it, as young writer was told to moon Hulk Hogan's funeral procession.
Yeah.
Vince drove by at 90. So a good time, and a good time with all the hardcore HMG soldiers out here in the chat room. I appreciate you guys hanging with us on the Ultra Kayfabe Thursday morning, Friday locker room recording on YouTube channel, HMG YouTube, Ben Hamin YouTube, and thanks to Pierce Austin. Hope you feel better, buddy, and your whole tribe does as well, man. Really great way to start off my day today, man, and hopefully you guys are having an excellent summer as well. So go to your local county fair and go to the 4-H building, watch some cars smash up, eat some fried dough, and enjoy it before the meteors take us all out. Meteors, meteor, meat eater, meteor. Yalla, the Friday locker room.
You fucking mark!